Hello friends, and welcome to the last video on the basics of breathing. So this is video number 4 in our 4-part series, and I am really excited about this one, let me tell you. It's one of my favorite techniques. What is the technique, you might be wondering? This is the technique for how to count the number of breaths on your hand. And it just has so many benefits, I don't even know where to begin to tell you. Let's first look at a graphic of what it is that we are going to be counting and how we're going to be counting and what that looks like. First thing I want to tell you before I show you that graphic is that the counting techniques happen on your left hand. Why your left hand? Because as you progress through and start getting into more complicated breathing techniques in yoga, we use the right hand to control the nostrils. So the left hand is the one that's free for you to do your counting. So this graphic that I'm about to show you, you can grab a copy of that in the link that I'll post below. So don't think that you have to memorize exactly what I just showed you there, okay? You'll have a nice little cheat sheet to look at later. So this is the graphic that we would be working with here. Okay, so you see this is the left hand. We start with number 1, which is at the base of your index finger. And if you look at this graphic, what you will notice is that it just moves up to the top of the fingers, and what it does is it makes a spiral. Look at that. So the spiral is symbolizing the turning inward, moving that attention inward, focusing on oneself, internalizing the work. And I just love that. I think that's wonderful. And I often teach this to my students very early on in their practice because I think it's such a valuable technique to learn. Not only does it help you keep track of the number of breaths that you are doing, but it also is yet another tool in your toolbox that helps focus the mind when you are going through your breathing or pranayama work. It's also really quite meditative. So when you're trying to learn how to meditate, this is a beautiful way to do it. Combine the breathing with the counting and you've covered a lot of ground. So I'm going to take here my left palm and just show you that again. I start at the base of my index finger and I go, we see we have our 3 divisions here. So I start at the bottom, I go to the second, I go to the top of my finger, top of the middle finger, and I just move around this way, down the pinky, into the ring finger, into the middle finger, middle of the middle finger, and then into the middle of the ring finger. That's your last one. So that gives you 12 breaths. So I would start with an inhale and an exhale, then I move on to the next one. Inhale, exhale, move on to the next one. Inhale, exhale, and so on and so forth until I get to 12. So of course, in the early days, you're like, what is number 1? Where am I at? But don't stress out about it. When you're practicing this, what you want to do is just make sure that you get used to this spiral shape that starts at the base of the index finger, goes up and around, down the pinky, through to the middle finger, finishing at the middle of your ring finger. So just practice that over and over again. And then when you get more comfortable, you would close your eyes and then you would start doing your breathing technique this way. Okay, so now we're going to practice 2 techniques together. We're going to practice what you've already learned in this 4-part series, which was the ujjayi breath, which is that air that you pull in through the back of your throat with a slight constriction of your throat. And the same thing happens on your exhale. And with that, we will do our 12 breath count. Okay, so sit in a comfortable position. Make sure that your spine is nice and tall. Place your thumb on the base of your index finger. The other hand is just relaxed. Close your eyes if it's comfortable for you, and when you're ready, start your ujjayi breath. Remember, we count inhale, exhale, and then we move on to the next breath, and so on until we get to 12. Here we go. Finishing up the last one here. Opening up your eyes when you're ready. And there you have it. This is the technique of how to count the breath. And let me tell you, I turn to this breath often. Anytime I need a little bit more centering, need to refocus, regroup, calm my nervous system, whatever it may be, this is my go-to breathing technique. Give it a try and let me know how it works for you in the comments below. I'd love to know if you've tried it and if you were able to calm down. All right, I'll catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.